Hey Book Dragons, welcome back to my channel. Glad you could be here. Today we are talking about my goals for what I want to read in December. Let's go. So I'm really looking forward to December. It's weird to think that the year has already come and is almost gone. But I'm planning on closing out the year with a bang and just reading some really fun books. So I hope you will join me as I discuss those books here. The first book I'm planning to read in December is The Winter King by Bernard Cornwell. This is the first book in the Warlord Chronicles, and it is a reimagining of the Arthur legend in a more historical setting. So you've got your fantasy retellings of Arthur, and then you've got the quote-unquote supposed historical figure, which the verdict is still out on whether or not Arthur actually existed. I think he probably did, but this is Bernard Cornwell's way of exposing the historical figure of Arthur, where you still got people like Merlin and you've still got the Knights of the Round Table and everything like that, but set in a more grounded, realistic, more rational setting, I guess, if you will, as opposed to the super hyped up fantasy tellings that we are normally familiar with. And I've hesitated to really get into historical fiction or historical fantasy even, just because I like my magic. I like all the trappings of a myth and sorcery and dragons and stuff like that. But I've heard so many good things. In fact, the thing that clinched it for me was a review of this book by Sarah from Sarah Reads. That review was just so fantastic, and I'm going to leave a link to the review in the description below so that you can check it out as well. But once I saw that review, I'm like, you know what, that clinches it for me. I am going to read this book, or at least I'm going to give it a shot and see what I think. So yeah, I will be reading The Winter King, which is book 1 in that trilogy, in December. The next book I'm going to read is The Bear and the Nightingale by Catherine Arden. It is the first book in her, and I'm gonna get this wrong, in her the Winter's Night trilogy or Winter Night trilogy, something like that. I'll put the actual name of it here on the screen, but it's the first book in her particular series, and I've heard so many really good things about The Bear and the Nightingale as well. It is kind of a fairy tale retelling, and it is in a Russian or Ukrainian setting, I think, from what I understand. I don't know a whole lot about it. I'm going to be doing a buddy read on that one with Danielle over at Bookara, and I'll leave a link to her channel in the description below too. You really need to check her out. She's pretty amazing. And I'm very excited to finally get to that one. I'm doing another buddy read in December as well. And that is going to be with Dan from Treebeard Book Reviews. And we're going to be buddy reading Hogfather by Terry Pratchett. It's a novel set in the Discworld multiverse, and it is kind of a absurdist take on the Santa Claus myth, I think. That's my understanding of it. I'm not too familiar with it, but everybody raves about the Hogfather, and I can't wait to read it with him. So I'll leave a link to his channel in the description below too. Lots of buddy reads in December, right? So that's happening. I'm also going to be reading The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. And I've been really excited to read this one. It really is a BookTube darling. And I recently got it in one of my book hauls. And so I'm thinking, okay, I want to read this sooner rather than later. And it kind of feels like December is a good month to do that. So I'm going to be reading House in the Cerulean Sea. And I'll let you guys know what I think. I will probably do book reviews for most of these in December. At least that's the plan. I've gotten to the point where I don't do book reviews for every book I read, but I think I probably will be doing book reviews for a lot of these. So stay tuned for more on those. I'm very excited to read these. And then my last book that I'm planning to read in December is Fire and Blood by George R. R. Martin. I am going to finally start it. I had planned to start it in November, and with everything on my plate in November, I just decided, you know what? I'm going to put that off until December. I'm not planning on finishing it this year anyway. I'm going to slowly pace myself over a couple of months. That way it'll be fresh when the show starts sometime next year anyway, the House of the Dragon. So I am hopefully going to be starting Fire and Blood in December. And so those are my goals. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of the books I plan to read in December. And let me know what books you are reading in December. And even what books you are currently reading. Do you have any books that are going to spill over into December? Let me know that as well. And we are coming up on that time of the year when I will be revealing my goals for 2022. So make sure you stay tuned for that as well. That'll be coming up in a future video, not too far in the future here. It's going to be coming up soon. So stay tuned to my channel. Make sure you're subscribed and all that good stuff. And I think that's it, guys. Make sure you are reading more books. I'll talk to you soon.